Whom do you credit most influential in your life, Dee? And it could be more than one, personal or professional.
It has to be boiled down to two individuals. The first one is my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she is the oldest in the family of five or six.
Mm-hmm.
Growing from poverty, our family is actually from the countryside of Vietnam, the poor rural place. We literally used to live in mud hut.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We'll talk about that.
yeah, we come from there, and I see my mom determined to get out of poverty by not working on the farm anymore. She decided to go and do, small business. In Vietnam, the small business term here is pretty big, but in Vietnam it's more like a flea market, right? She determined to not work on the rice field anymore and jump out and go and try to sell things,
Mm-hmm.
and develop her entrepreneurship mind. And I watch her step by step going through that journey, even when I was little. And that is how I developed myself to the level that I am today, right? So we moved from mud hut to a certain level in our country, Vietnam, from nothing to having several real estate and several small business in our country. We sold everything and bought our way here.
Hmm.
And when I use the term bought, people can be mistaken about the fact that it is, illegal immigrant. But we come from the communist, community or country where even when we have the legal paper to move here in the United States, we gotta find the mean to get on the airplane to begin with, and find our true freedom. So we gotta literally buy our way out. Right? When this air, I don't think that is gonna be very good for me in terms of the community over there hearing this. But the true story is that we work really hard. We gotta sold our entire asset in Vietnam, buy our way out, even when we already have the legal
Mm-hmm.
paper to move into the United States. So that's what happened. I see my mom grow from nothing, right? Take our entire family, our little family as well, her big family of five siblings. She lead in that aspect. So she developed her small business in Vietnam and grow that to that level. And then she have to sell everything, right? To hopefully find freedom
Mm-hmm.
for us, the children, her children, to have a better life, and freedom is the key thing that she focused on. So we sold everything, we buy our way here, and we are once again empty-handed. Moved to the United States in 1995. It was March the 3rd or the 5th in 1995 when we moved here empty-handed. I remember very clearly the days, the weeks, the months, first few months that we are here in the United States, in Louisville, Kentucky specifically. Um, it was the last snowstorm in Louisville, Kentucky at that moment. And it was the first time that I see snow, so I was excited, but at the same time,
Yeah.
yeah, there's too many emotion that going through a young child like myself. I was 12 of age back then.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I see the change in our family lives. So empty-handed, my mom and I literally have to go to dumpster. I myself, like the only boy, I have two sisters,
Mm-hmm.
one younger, one older. So I was the only boy. So my mom dragged me around everywhere. She dragged me to dumpster, and dragged a dirty mattress home to sleep on. Uh, because we actually grew out of poverty in Vietnam already, so I kind of, being treated pretty good
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
a child before we moved to United States. So at the moment when my mom made me walk through the dumpster and drag the dirty mattress home to sleep on, you know, it clicked in my mind and stay here right now. I asked my mom, why would you want me to do that? Right? We sleep on floor, on dirty floor in Vietnam before, and I am okay with it. It's not like I haven't experienced this before. Why are you putting me through this? Right? You drag this home, and obviously American floor is, you know, kind of better in in some aspect of Vietnam already. So we don't need this mattress. And here's another statement that clicked in my mind right now. She told me this: American sleep on mattress, and I want my children to sleep on mattress just like any other American.
Wow.
Just like any other American. So now, up to this point, I start to have that, you know, in my mind, and I really think about her statement, and I start to understand right now is that her mentality is that regardless of our family situation, she will ensure that her children got the same thing as anybody else, you know, in the community, right? And we're in the American, you know, world now. So yeah.
So let me clarify a few things for the audience watching this, and to, I think, help the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So you purposefully, your family, your mother's decision, it sounds like, left Vietnam. That was a conscious choice.
Yeah.
And did you leave by daylight, or did you leave in the dark of night, so to speak? I'm not casting any criticism.
No.
I'm just curious, did you have to sneak out of Vietnam, or did you buy your way out in the way you said it?
It's kind of both.
Okay.
Right. So legal aspect of things on the American side, we already have that. So
Right.
So that's light.
So you're welcome here, I mean, in America.
So
once you get
in
here.
terms of that, that's daylight. You know, so we can walk on the daylight in that aspect. But then to actually get through the door of the airplane
I
to
see.
actually lift off, right? That's a different level, right? So you're talking about not one time, but many times that we gotta do our things and walk in the dark.
So how many people were you talking? 4 or 5, counting yourself?
You're talking about, you know, 6 or 7
Wow.
family members having to do that, right? And we live
amazing.
in the rural countryside, and the things that happen under the tables, you know, and in the dark, gotta, you know, be in the city side. So you're talking about life and death situation. You have to sneak. You have to hide gold plate. I see all that happen. Gold plate, wrap it around your body and legs, and ride bus, sometimes scooter, 4 hours, 5 hours in the dark at night, right, to the city to do these kind of things. It wasn't pretty. I witnessed a few times that you know, my parents have to do that, and my grandparents have to do that, yeah, it's all here.
So a couple questions on that, and we'll move on. So everybody stayed intact. You all left together as a group of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to the you know, United States, you know, government and the Catholic charity, they sponsor us here. You know, the hard part is get on the airplane. I can tell you that.
Sure.
The moment when the airplane take off a few feet is when our entire families of 6 or 7 can start to feel like, hey, freedom is reachable. Freedom is reachable. Okay, so as soon as the airplane take off, if the door of the airplane is not closed yet, we still have opportunity of being taken away.
Wow.
All right, so as soon as it take off, and 1 foot at a time is when we start to feel reliefs, and that is the act feeling.
The one last thing I want to add on this, or ask you, Dee, is why did your mother want to leave? I mean, it seems like she had achieved a lot in at least Vietnamese society or culturally, especially as a woman, and I would think there's a challenge there too. I may stand corrected, but why would she leave all that she built?
Well, it all boils down to that freedom, right?
Okay.
So we find, well, I wouldn't say we, myself included. No, I think this majority is the leadership of my mom. She worked our family in a certain way that we can. The term is navigate.
I got you.
Navigate. So she know how to navigate, but it's exhausting. It is exhausting. Any day that we live through is the day that we don't know if we're gonna lose completely what we have. Okay,
I see.
but
I see.
what we are afraid of is not losing our asset, our money. What we are afraid of is we are losing our family, our family members. You don't know, right? You know, the higher you move up, the stronger the wind is, and one day you deal with the county, next day you deal with the district, and then another day you deal with city and the countrywide. You know, government can do a certain things to you that is unexpected.